Hello, everybody. Namaste. I'm Dr. M. Harikrishnan from Dr. Hari Samhita Ayurveda Shala, Chennai. Hope you're all doing fine. Of late, we had received a lot of inquiries about a condition called dysmenorrhea. What is this dysmenorrhea and what is the way to prevent it? This is what I'm going to share today in this brief audio clip. Dysmenorrhea means a painful menstruation. People commonly call it as cramps. It can happen 1 or 2 days before the periods. For certain women, it can happen even it can start happening even a week before the actual expected date of menstruation. So the symptoms occur just before or at the beginning of the period, and it consists of cramping, a kind of a rhythmical pain in the lower abdomen and back. It lasts usually for a few hours, but sometimes it can happen for the entire day. Their usual routine is completely obstructed, and in severe cases, it can last throughout the whole menstrual period. The reason for getting this pain is because of these strong muscular contractions which happen in the womb with the opening, and the cervix is there, no? The neck of the womb, we call it as cervix. That area, when it tries to open or dilate with the effect of muscular contraction, the pain keeps happening. Usually, there are not other associated symptoms, but in severe cases, we see vomiting also and diarrhea along with the cramps. And it can also mislead for certain people that there's a problem in the colon, but actually it is a colicky pain in the bowel as well. Based on the constitution, certain women have fainting or dizziness. About 10% of the women are severely affected that they are not able to work at all. So it is not just a symptom related to the monthly cycle, but the routine schedule is getting severely affected. Ayurvedically speaking, this has to be understood through two modes: one, the constitution, and the other, the lifestyle with diet. Constitutionally speaking, women who are born in Vata Kapha or Vata Pitta constitution, if their lifestyle is not conducive for regular menstrual cycle, they start getting this dysmenorrhea or cramps, whatever we call it. And the presentation slightly varies. For people who have kapha dominance, the pain quotient may be less, but the cycle will be delayed or will be very scanty. And people who are born with vata dominance in their constitution, they get the severity of pain at its peak. Now, what I mean by lifestyle or diet conducive to menstrual cycle, not attending to nature calls when they happen. There is a prime reason for this. That is, for example, if bowel evacuation urge comes to a person, it has to be fulfilled within the few minutes of initiation of this particular urge. But if women are habituated to postponing it for various reasons, usually they don't use restrooms other than what they use at home. This can slowly build up and lead to this problem called dysmenorrhea. And another prime reason is the food. If more of milk solids or milk based sweets, pastries, and dominance of sweet food in the diet, if these happen, or if they consume more of cheese, paneer, and all these kind of heavily digestible food stuff, then they are vulnerable to get spasmodic dysmenorrhea. Why I say this? Because the process of menstruation, the process of bowel evacuation, urination, and labor, that is the delivery time, the expulsion of the baby for an effective or a very comfortable labor, apana vayu, there are five types of vayu in Ayurveda mentioned in our texts. Among that, prana vayu is very important. Vyana vayu is important because it has its origin from the heart. And apana vayu is important for all the functions which I just mentioned: bowel evacuation, urination, and menstruation, etc. So, when kapha increases due to the diet which I discussed just now, then the flow of vata upon a vayu gets affected, because of which spasmodic dysmenorrhea happens. Hence, whatever diet I just said should be avoided. And as we all know, grandma used to prepare something called ulutangali, that is black gram recipe, and also vada, black gram vada, ulundu vada. Then grandma also used to make recipes rich in karuveppalai, curry leaves. Then til seeds, round balls which are sweet in taste but made of til seeds. These four food items are commonly used for healthy menstruation devoid of dysmenorrhea. What these things do is they ensure that menstruation happens in its normal physiological mode, and the food which I mentioned which are to be avoided, if they are avoided, then obstruction of vayu is also not going to happen. So, women who are facing this dysmenorrhea issue should also include sesame oil for their cooking rather than other types of oil, because it is going to be very conducive for overall body functions. Sesame oil is so special, which I had discussed in my earlier audio clips, that it is useful for people to become lean, and it can also be useful for people who want to put on weight. Other than that, sesame oil is very important for effective flow of apana vayu, and thereby it helps in proper bowel movement as well as effective menstrual cycle. I hope I made a very useful audio clip through this. Of course, people have a lot of questions further to ask about this spasmodic dysmenorrhea, and what we hear is people have severe stress when they go through this dysmenorrheic phase. So, we can indeed make an exclusive audio clip based on the queries which you could send us. Thank you. See you again in another audio clip.